My ex cheats on me with her cousin and expected to save face? I think not. I set her up cheating on me live stream in a family group chat. For context, it was her cousin-in-law. Let's start this story by saying this happened 12 years ago. I'm now happily married with 3 children and regret absolutely nothing. I was with my new ex for 3 years. I had noticed that she was being extremely controlling. I was expected to give every little detail of my day and tell her my schedule in advance, and if I deviated from that, she would be very upset. She chalked it up to just bad feelings she was having and shrugged it off as her paranoia for past relationships of infidelity. I had never once cheated or strayed, and I never gave her a reason to act like this. It felt unbecoming of my fiancée to act in such a way. Now this is where it gets juicy. After she had asked for my schedule to make plans, as mine tends to be more hectic than hers, I noticed she was texting someone. In my line of work, if I put in more than 40 hours, I have the ability to take time off at will as long as the work is completed at a later date. I was very good friends with a brother and still am. We laugh about this to this day, and he actively reminds her of it. I messaged him stating I wanted to do something special for her a little bit earlier than our anniversary to make sure it was a special surprise. They both worked in the same fabrication facility. He was a fabricator and she a shipping manager. He was kind enough to let me know her schedule. That's where the discrepancy falls into place. Without my knowledge, she was foregoing overtime. She worked 12-hour shifts Monday through Friday, with the exception of Wednesday, when she would only work half a day. She had been taking Wednesdays off right around the time that she started getting extremely controlling. Lucky for me, I had stacked several days of leisure time up, so taking a Wednesday off for me was not an issue. A few days go by, and Wednesday's here. I put on my work gear and leave for work. I was expecting her to leave as our apartment complex had 2 exits on the same road I could see directly across from a shopping center, so I parked my car near the back and waited. After about an hour, I noticed a very specific red Mustang with a specific decal on the back window. It was her cousin by marriage. I had also done my due diligence to take an old laptop, which we kept on our desk in an office area with a full view of the living room, bedroom door, and bathroom plus the kitchen. I had set it up for remote access and had it alert me when the webcam noticed movement. Giving her the benefit of the doubt, I thought he may be dropping something off or coming over to assist her with something, as her family sometimes does. Sure enough, a message came through, so I remote into my laptop. He walks through the door without skipping a beat. She unbuttons his shirt and begins kissing him. I created a URL link for the live stream, and as she was preoccupied, we had a family group text and a friend group text. They were both part of it, but at the current time, they were currently indisposed and didn't look at their phones. They didn't even wait. They could have gone to the bedroom, but no, they decided to get freaky-deaky right there on the couch. I sent the link off to the friend group chat and the family group chat. Within minutes, I'm getting calls nonstop from friends and family alike. There was no turning back. She was getting blown up, but she was ignoring her phone. Not until the 4th or 5th call came through did they decide to take a break. For context, the state I live in allows recording of personal property regardless of occupancy. I was the only one on the lease. She wasn't allowed to be on the lease because of poor credit. The call she had picked up was from her cousin's mother who she was banging. She answers the phone on speaker, and I kid you not, the first words out of his mother's mouth were "Stop fucking my son." They both became rigid, and she began to stutter over her words, saying, "What are you talking about?" etc. The mother then divulged that there was a live feed of them sent out by me to her family. She grabbed every pillow off the couch and covered herself up. The cousin staggered off, trying to put on his pants and shoes, just to trip himself up and bang his head off of my coffee table, leaving it with a divot. By this time, I had made my way to the front of the apartment complex. I was there to greet the adulterer as he came out of the front exit. He froze and began to cry, apologizing profusely. I'm not going to lie. What happened afterwards wasn't my best moment, and I nearly got into legal trouble if it weren't for the fact that he was trespassing on private property. Let's just say I had a cast for 6 weeks, and he wasn't in any family photos for months. I went up to the apartment, where she was now fully clothed and crying inconsolably. I asked her if it was snot or cum on her face. Then I told her not to answer because it didn't matter anyway. I gave her 1 hour to remove all her belongings, as again, everything in the apartment was mine except for clothes, some makeup, and a few kitchen utensils. Her mother would not let her move in, as she was just filled with embarrassment. Same for her brothers, and the cousin's mother kicked her son out. Rumors spread around our town very quickly, and for a lack of better words, she was untouchable. Bride reads cheating fiancé's texts instead of their vows at their wedding. Casey was excited to marry her fiancé Alex. That was until she received an anonymous text the day before their wedding. They'd been together for 6 years and she had thought she had found the one, but the message changed everything. According to Tyla, an online magazine, Casey was celebrating in a hotel room with her friends and saw her phone light up. Thinking it would be a message of well wishes or congratulations, she turned it over but saw something totally different. There were a series of screenshots of texts between her fiancé and another woman. My brain simply could not compute what the F was going on, Casey thought. There was no questioning the legitimacy of these messages. I just knew. Her heart sunk as she flicked through the countless conversations and saw selfies of the two of them together for months, even days before. Looking at the pictures, I saw she was the opposite of me. I'm blonde and fair, and this unknown woman had dark hair and olive skin. One of the texts read, "Your body is effing incredible and you do know how to use it. I wish my girlfriend had half the skills you do," said another. "I've never had this kind of connection before," said a third. Then, "This weekend, you and I, it is on. Hot stuff. Bring your A game." Some of the messages were also arranging weekend getaways and trips together. At first, she felt completely broken. Her world was slipping away in front of her eyes. But her wedding was mere hours away, and she had to make a decision. She decided to sleep on it and decide on a course of action in the morning. There will be no wedding today. In the morning, Casey said, I woke up the girls and told them my decision. I was going to go ahead with the wedding as expected and out him in front of our friends and family. I walked down the aisle with leaden feet. My dream dress now just a costume. As he saw my face, he knew this was not an ecstatic woman on her big day, but he had no idea what was coming. I arrived at the front of the room, took a big breath, and I faced our friends, our parents, and I told them the truth about Alex. There will be no wedding today, Casey announced while standing in front of the altar. It seems Alex is not who I thought he is. Her fiancé, her family, and her friends were all speechless. She then went on to read out the damning texts. With each word, more color left Alex's face, Casey recalled. I let my weeping eyes rise and meet his, and he had not one thing to say. He stalked out of the church with his best man trailing behind him. His family looked on, horrified. I love all of you, and as horrible as this is, I'm glad you all are here, she continued. There will not be a wedding reception today, but instead, there will be a celebration of honesty, finding true love, and following your heart even when it hurts. According to a friend's Facebook post about the day, everyone except 2 of Alex's friends and brothers joined Casey for the reception, and they all had a blast. That is some serious badassery. Once a cheater, always a cheater. An epic story of revenge on my ex. This is kind of long, but it's worth the read. So, I'd been on and off with this girl for a while. She was smoking hot, a solid 9 out of 10. Her and I just kind of clicked right off the bat, and it felt very natural. She seemed pretty smart too. Felt like I lucked out. Boy, was I wrong. We were at that awkward friends but not friends stage for about half a year. And then one night she drops the L-bomb. I'm totally cool with it too. Let her know I feel the same way. We date for about a year. Then shit gets weird. I post some stupid cute comments on her Facebook picture, just trying to be sweet. And this dude comes and telling me I'm too slow on the draw and he's Prince Charming. Red flags. Now, this dude sounds pretty confident. We've been talking about stuff, kind of confident. I confront her about it, and she insists they are just friends. Yeah, right. and they just started talking last month. I'm not stupid. I tell her either she cuts contact with him or I'm walking. So she chooses the latter because he's a really great guy. Okay, whatever. I'll get over it. Just another woman hell-bent on wasting my time. About a month later, she comes crying back and insists she loves me and we are meant to be together. And that guy was such a dick. He fucked her and bailed from what I understand. I know she's full of shit, but on the off chance she's serious, I have her swear that she loves me and there's no going back this time. Enters Matt Vanguard. Dota 2 players will get the reference. I set up a fake profile with a sizable library of handsome photos from some random guy I found online. Then I add enough info and friends to make it believable, then added her and start chatting her up on this fake account. She swears left and right that this time is different. Meanwhile, Matt is scoring her number and setting up a date. I had an alternate phone number, thanks to Text Plus, free text and calling. I'm fucking pissed. It takes a real heartless cunt to sit there confessing their love to someone they've been with 1.5 years while simultaneously setting up a date with someone else they've never even met and know nothing about. Yeah, I'm definitely burning the shallow bitch to the ground. I even did my best to make Matt sound like kind of an idiot and kind of an asshole. She dropped the babe word, for example, and Matt responded with, "Don't call me that again." Got it? I'm not your babe. So she's going to school and takes the bus back and forth. I know her classes run pretty late, and buses don't run forever, you know? So Matt is going to pick her up after school in his super fancy car and take her on the most romantic date of her life, or at least that's what she thinks. He conveniently doesn't get off work until about an hour after she gets out of class. She says that's fine and she'll just study until Matt arrives. Meanwhile, I'm asking her as myself if she wants to hang out, and she says she has some extracurricular thing going on and her friend is going to give her a ride home. Ha ha ha. Fuck you. So she hits up Matt, her. Hey, are you almost here? If not, I have to take the bus because they stop running soon. You can tell she's a little annoyed. He says, yeah, sorry, I had to do overtime. We were super busy tonight. I'm leaving now. Her. Okay, can't wait to see you. Smiley face. Oh, you can. You can, and you will. Time drags by. Matt is now an hour late. He's super apologetic, and he's speeding to the school to go get her. Fuck, I just got pulled over. I shouldn't have been speeding, but I felt bad for being late, sad face. Her. Seriously? Well, get here as soon as possible. Time keeps ticking, and she is pissed at that point. Matt is hours late. Finally, I break the news. Sorry, I don't go out on dates with lying horse. Her. What? What are you talking about? This isn't Matt. This is Anon. Her. You guys know each other? No. I set you up to see if you were still an unfaithful cunt. And you are. Then she has the fucking nerve to tell me she wasn't actually going to meet up with him. Are you fucking kidding me? Don't talk to me anymore. And I suggest you start walking. I think you missed your bus. Months go by and she hits me up. She's very apologetic and says the whole incident has been replaying in her mind. I tell her I appreciate it, and I'm willing to be friends. But I have a girlfriend. I didn't, and even if I didn't, I wouldn't date her again. She says she understands. And the subject of our falling out comes up another day. She says her 3-hour walk of shame was the worst she's ever felt in her life. Good. It was the best I've ever felt in mine. IT Pro Revenge. A former friend sets a trap for his unsuspecting, cheating wife. He then shares all the pictures and videos with her friends, family, employer, as well as the boyfriends. Wife, family, and employer. Many lives ruined. This takes place before smartphones were omnipresent. I had a friend, we'll call him Bob, that was suspicious of his wife's social circle. One of her closest friends had been caught cheating and tried to throw her under the bus as well. Bob had no proof and things settled down for a while. Bob was an IT professional and very, very good with PCs and networks. Nearly a year later, Bob's wife is acting shady again after her high school reunion. He confides in me, and we talk through some scenarios. He jokingly mentioned a keylogger. He finally asked me to just drop it, and most of all, don't tell anyone, not even your wife. A couple months pass, and I'm up early, 5:30 to 6 a.m. getting ready for work. I get a Facebook Messenger notification and see that I've been sent a link from Bob, but it's a group chat. It's literally everyone we know, her family, his family, our friends, strangers, everyone. I didn't open it. It looked like a phishing link even though it came from him who's extremely cautious. A short while later, I get an email from Bob with some ominous/unsavory comments in the same link. It's a group email with the recipients open copied. His wife's work, her family, her friends, his family, other people I didn't know. I knew it was legitimate now, so I opened it. The link was to a hastily made website containing pictures and videos of his wife and another man. This wasn't hidden camera footage. It was screenshots including video screen captures. Weeks worth of screenshots. He had captioned each item with snarky comments and colorful names for his wife and her lover. It was an embarrassing amount of evidence. Videos of her masturbating with her lover. Chat logs about how they can't wait to fuck again. Solo masturbation videos of her and him. Tons of pictures. And the straw that broke the camel's back. Trash talking her husband to her lover. Comments about how much bigger and better he was. Her efforts to stroke her lover's ego were especially hurtful. I dropped what I was doing and called him. He was drunk and combative. He had been up all night making the website and drowning in liquor. Not one good word to say about women in general. He was extremely emotional, but after some work I had convinced him to take the website down before it does irreparable damage to his marriage, their careers, and his children. As he's sobbing and logging in to remove the website, I hear loud yelling as she bursts into the room. A screaming match ensues, and there's nothing I can do to pull him back. Apparently her mother or sister saw the page, blew up her phone until she woke up and answered. She saw the website and went on the offensive. The phone call drops after 30 seconds of her screaming while Bob is calling her a whore, and I can't contact him again. The website was still up for the rest of the day, and he was kind enough to put a view counter on it. Hundreds of people watched her masturbating with a married former classmate. Bob had done his homework. He installed a keylogger that records the whole screen. When he was out, she would log into the PC and or Facebook and play with her boyfriend. Bob had found her lover, his family, his wife's family, his job, etc., etc. All these people were included in the Facebook and email groups. I do not know what became of her lover and his marriage, but I do know what happened to Bob's life. His wife was desperate to make amends. She tried and offered everything. In the end, it was her comments about her lover and his prowess that were her undoing. Bob tried to take her back, even after all his friends and family had seen her naked and cheating. But he couldn't get over the comments about his manhood. Bob eventually left her, gained about 100 pounds, and then finally moved as far away as possible and became a horrible human being. I have no idea what he's doing now, as he went scorched earth with most friendships and his family. She's gross and has a face shaped like a bowling ball now. Line forms at the rear. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos.